want to say really quickly that with nutrition, there are basic principles that help us to burn fat and be more leaner, but there is actually a lot of evidence that shows what you actually believe is beneficial for your body will be beneficial for your body. So there was a study, I think had to do with milkshakes, and one of them was full fat and the other one was a reduced fat, like light kind of low calorie milkshake. And they did an experiment, and so they gave each group a different milkshake, and then they asked them later, how satisfying was the milkshake, how long did it last them until they were hungry for the next meal, etc., etc. And of course, the milkshake that was fatter and richer in calories, people were less hungry, it lasted them longer, etc. And then the people who had the light version of the shake, they were hungrier, faster, etc. But what was interesting is that the shake was the same for both groups. There was no difference in the fat content. They just told the participants that it was different, but it wasn't. So what you tell yourself has a huge impact on your physiology. Another really great study that I love comes from a group of housekeepers. And one group was educated about the importance of exercise and how they should exercise 3 to 5 times a week, blah, blah, blah. And then the other group was educated on the importance of exercise, but how their actual physical job was very physical and that they were getting in all of the exercise requirements that the government recommended just in their job, doing their job 5 days a week. What's interesting at the end of that study is that nothing changed in terms of the workload between the two groups of housekeepers, but their health parameters did. So the group that was told what you're doing is exercise every day, they lost inches around their waist, they lowered their blood pressure, they lowered their weight, they decreased all of these health parameters that the other group did not, just because they believed that what they were doing was exercise and their body responded to it. And finally, I just want to share in terms of more youthful living and feeling young, Ellen Langkor out of Harvard did a study with a group of 7 men in their 70s and older. And she took them to like this sort of retreat area where they were secluded from everyone else. And she set up the environment so that it was like they were 20 years younger when they were in their 50s. And she had the decor like it was 20 years ago. She had magazines from that decade. And the men were supposed to act and talk and feel like they were 20 years younger when they were in their 50s. And they took before pictures and after pictures. They did health parameters before and after. And after just 1 week of pretending that they were 20 years younger, so they had an outside group look at the pictures that they took and rate them for their ages and if they looked older or younger. And after that 1 week, all of the men looked younger according to the reviewers, and all of their health parameters improved, even their vision improved. So their blood pressure improved, their weight improved, their blood sugar levels, their cholesterol, and their vision. I'm not exactly sure of all the different health parameters, but it was significant in just 1 week. So you can look up more about Ellen Langkor, Langkor, she's a social scientist. But it just goes to show you that, yes, there are physiological things that we can do for our bodies, but there's also a huge mind component, what we believe is beneficial for us. Our bodies are like, if you believe it, that's kind of what happens in your body. So if you want to eat foods that you maybe think aren't good for you, maybe have a different opinion about these foods, because we all know people who eat these foods and they're thin and they're fine. So I guess what I'm saying is nothing is impossible. Nothing is out of your reach. Nothing is, if you believe it, you can achieve it. It's just tricking your mind and your body to kind of go along with you. And that leads me to talk a little bit about visualization and affirmations. So what I want you to do is find an inspirational quote or an affirmation or something. You can look for them online or come up with it yourself. It really doesn't matter. And then I want you to write it out on a piece of paper or type it up or whatever you prefer, and then put that somewhere where you're going to see it every day, whether it's your computer workspace or a mirror. You can put on a sticky note and put them all over. You can put lots all around your house and your home. But what this is going to do is start to change our physiology, just like the visualization, because we're reminding ourselves